I would like to start with the first question for you. What information can you bring us today about mental toughness to clarify the concept for everyone? And basically, what is mental toughness about?
Okay, thank you, Dana. I shall do my best to clarify things and answer that question. So
Thank
the big
you.
question is, what is mental toughness? And you're right, Dana, that I have worked with this for almost 30 years. People think this is a new idea. It isn't, but it's an idea that we all know is important. In work, we often talk about attitude being more important than skills and knowledge, and that's true. You can have a lot of skills and knowledge, but if you have a bad attitude, you're not a good employee. So we know that what is happening mentally with people is important, and this is what mental toughness is about. There is a definition, and we say it's a personality trait, and I'll talk a little bit more about that, which determines in large part how people deal with challenge, stressors, opportunity and pressure, irrespective of prevailing circumstances. So it sounds a little bit like resilience, and we'll see that it covers resilience. But essentially what it is describing is how do we respond mentally when something happens. And because we are talking about a mental response, it's a response we can never see, but we can see the implications of. So we'll explore that a little bit more in a moment. But one of the important things in developing this concept is that we have worked with academics and universities all over the world. And would you believe there are now 120 peer-reviewed research papers that have been published in academic journals which support the mental toughness concept. Now, I know a lot of people who are listening will be using personality measures and psychometric measures and personality models. At the moment, there is no other concept or no other measure that has as much published research about it. Now, the interesting thing about the research is consistently showing that mental toughness is a major factor in 4 areas. One is performance. We know that 25% of the difference in an individual's performance is connected with their level of mental toughness. That is a huge difference. So we know that it's very, very significant. Although we've put agility there, the third one is growing in so much importance. We know there are big connections with the well-being. So universities, particularly the University of Basel in Switzerland, has carried out a lot of research. They've published about 10 papers, and they show that mentally tough individuals can be as anxious, can be as depressed as anybody else, but they manage it. Whereas mentally sensitive people, that's the opposite of mental toughness, tend not to be able to manage it. So when you think about the present circumstances and the amount of stress and pressure that people are under, what we are likely to see is that people who are mentally tough will be able to manage it. People who are mentally sensitive won't be able to manage it. They will find it difficult, and they will increasingly develop mental health problems. We already see this in the UK. The other 2 areas are agility, and that's the ability to deal with change and be positive about change. And of course, that refers to something that we all know about, and that's living in the VUCA world. And then finally, the more mentally tough people are, the more aspirational they are. So we know that it has some important connections with some very important outcomes for everyone.